Think back to the early 2000s. If you walked down a busy street, sat in a cafe, or checked anyone's pocket, you would find the exact same brand staring back at you: Nokia. Specifically, devices like the 3310. It survives in internet culture today as a meme of durability. If you dropped it down a flight of stairs, you checked the stairs for damage, not the phone. This chart shows the global mobile phone market share during that era. By the early 2000s, Nokia was commanding roughly half of the entire global market. They had no real peers. But look at the devices people are holding today. That massive global footprint evaporated, and the brand vanished from the consumer smartphone space entirely. How does a company with half the market and a product that seemed impossible to break vanish so quickly? To understand Nokia's long track record of surviving through reinvention, we have to look back to 1865 in Finland. Long before they touched electronics, Nokia operated as a single paper mill. They manufactured toilet paper and basic paper goods. In the 1960s, they made a drastic pivot, shifting their focus away from paper to start manufacturing radiophones for the Finnish military. That military contract gave them the technical foundation to enter the consumer market. In 1987, they released their very first mobile phone. This device weighed more than half a kilo. It was heavy, industrial, and completely utilitarian. That thick build is where their reputation for durable hardware actually began. Their early history is defined by corporate agility. They repeatedly left stable industries to jump into entirely unknown waters. By the early 2000s, that willingness to adapt had made them the largest mobile manufacturer on the planet. Then, the transition to touchscreen smartphones caught them completely off guard. Apple and Samsung entered the space and shifted the industry's focus away from physical hardware and toward dynamic software ecosystems. Faced with a market that demanded intuitive operating systems, Nokia froze. They clung to their legacy of building great physical objects, missing the fact that the software inside was now the main attraction. While iOS and Android were rapidly iterating, adding app stores and new functionalities every few months, Nokia kept releasing phones running on outdated, rigid code. A company with a century-long track record of reinvention suddenly couldn't make the jump. When confronted with the transition to software, the ultimate shapeshifters decided to stand still. By the early 2010s, consumers had chosen iOS and Android. Nokia's market share collapsed, pushing them into a severe financial crisis. Realizing they were years behind on software, they tried a shortcut. Nokia executives agreed to a partnership with Microsoft, attempting to use the Windows Phone platform to catch up to Apple and Google. It failed. The ecosystem lacked the necessary developer support. The App Store was empty, and consumers had already locked their wallets into the competing platforms. Bleeding cash with no viable product left, Nokia's mobile hardware division was defeated. They were forced to sell the entire unit to Microsoft. The final fire sale price for the most dominant mobile phone company in history was $7.2 billion. Past success guarantees nothing. In technology, if you stop evolving, you go extinct.